All right, what's going on, guys? My name is gdoggcasey, and welcome to the second installment of Extreme Versus. I am going to jump into the Discord with my buddy Detiner right now. Hello.
Howdy.
Here we are, guys. We are getting ready to go. I forgot the 2-minute stream delay before, so I have that applied to the stream right now. So you guys aren't going to be... By the time you guys are seeing this, it's probably going to be too late for you to sign up. So hopefully you've been attentive to the Discord and everyone is all signed up. How you doing today, Detiner?
Not too bad. Looking forward to our second installment of the Extreme Versus tournament. I hope everyone's excited to see some good StarCraft today. Hopefully we don't have people who miss out on the check-in again. There's a little bit of a delay, so if you're listening to this, I might actually have a minute or two to make sure you go in and check in. We had a player last tournament who was there but didn't check in, so that's very, very important.
And a couple that showed up like just a couple minutes late as well. So yeah, the overall gist of it, guys, there's a $50 prize pool. We pay first place, second place, and third place. First gets 25, second gets 15, and third place gets 10. It's in Canadian dollars. We apologize in advance, as we are wont to do. And I just wanted to go over real quickly. Last time, I got the bracket up here. This is what happened last time. Our defending champion is going to be Art_SC2. It looks like he has joined us once again. He pretty much like destroyed everybody. So we'll see if he has any sort of competition this time. I think he's a GM from Europe. And speaking of Europe, I want to sort of emphasize right now, if you guys don't know the rules, and if you're not familiar with the rules, make sure you check out the Discord. The rules are as clearly laid out as I could possibly do. Of course, they're always potential to be changed when like issues come up and situations come up. One of the big things here is you can play on whatever server you want, but if there's any sort of dispute, it's happening on the NA server. But if you and another player agree to play on Europe, that is fine. You just have to let one of the admins know, because when you're playing on Europe, you actually just disappear from the game, and if nobody knows where you are, you can't expect us to just know that you're playing on Europe, especially with no sort of no comment about it. So I'm fine with you guys playing on Europe. You just have to let us know, because when we come back and we see you're not in NA, you're not in a game, you're not in a Discord, we're gonna just assume you ditched it and you're gone, and you'll be disqualified. So I hope that makes sense. It's logical to me, but that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, it was just last tournament we had people who played on the server, and they had really long macro games, which caused us to not know where they were and thought they just left. We would have normally given people a bit of time, but because of how long the games went, we just thought they were gone.
Yeah, exactly. So just a little bit of common sense there. Just let somebody know where you are, so that we don't just move on without you. I know there's money on the line, so we need to make sure that we give every player their fair shot. But you guys got to give us a break as well, because we don't know where you are. How are we supposed to know? Anyway, that said, we are officially 3 minutes away from check-in. We got 10 players checked in so far, 17 players signed up. So far, only 10 have checked in, and we have 3 minutes left.
How many people do we have in the Extreme Versus chat? Again, once you get into StarCraft 2, hit /join Extreme Versus, and you'll be into the chat. I'm seeing here a couple more people have been joining. We got a familiar face in Lily Dragon in here, Casey. A couple familiar faces.
Yeah,
let's hope Lily Dragon remembers to check in this time.
Lily Dragon is checked in. I can confirm. I see him checked in.
There we go.
Let's go, he says in chat. There's a lot of Born Gosu teammates here that have signed up but not checked in yet. It's going to be pretty much too late for me to rally them in here.
Asking if the bracket's live. The bracket is live in 2 minutes, but given that there's the delay, it will be closed by the time that you hear this.
Yeah.
So again, some looking at the bracket, there are some familiar faces. I see Spoonmaster SC2, Art, Micro Life, who was one of the people who were just a little bit late from the last tournament. Casey, Lily Dragon, I feel like I've seen the name Mart SE2 before, but hadn't watched them play.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another familiar name in there, Hapsaya, who I believe he's with Lit. And he's like a fairly prominent streamer, I think, but he's also not checked in. That goes for Micro Life again, not checked in. Hemist, not checked in.
Hey, listen!
Quite a few people still not checked in. Marte, thank you for the follow on the stream, man. I really appreciate that. Lily Dragon's gonna buy all the Timbits if he gets paid today.
Oh, hey, if you win, $25 gets you a lot of Timbits. If my math is correct, you'll get at least 25 Timbits.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more than that. Okay, let me refresh here, because I think challenge might be done. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do this like I did last time. We're going to go to the bracket, okay? And I'm going to go to participants. And all the participants that are here, I'm going to... Wait, hold on. I just need to make sure that check-in is not underway anymore. I think we have to wait till 7:01. So you guys have a few more seconds here to sign in. Still only 10 participants signed in. That means that there's going to be one round before the round of 8. So 2 people are going to get kind of screwed here, and they're going to have to play in a preliminary round.
I think that we're going to obviously randomize the bracket, but if it does happen, I think the former champion should not have to play in round 1. I think that's the only stipulation.
It's fair enough, but at the same time, I'm still going to just let it randomize here.
Yeah.
Okay, I keep refreshing. It still says check-in is underway. Is it up to me to actually, like, stop that? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you have to turn off check-in and make it live.
Process check-in results. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to go to participants. You guys see them all here? Half of them are not checked in, but for those that are, we're going to shuffle the seeds. When we click shuffle seeds, it's going to randomize the bracket. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to click it one time. Boom. Continue with seed shuffling. They are all shuffled. We're going to move to bracket. We're going to click process check-in results. And the check-in is now closed. So let's take a look at what we have here for the bracket. We have a total of, I don't know, a few people who have joined here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people have made it, and this is the bracket, which is now live. So Detiner, can you do me a favor? Can you tell them bracket is live in SC2? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, right now it's just actually checking. I was actually just checking out the bracket.
And we'll round someone up here. So who are we gonna cast first? Yeah, see, this always happens when I do that. There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to flip a coin. It's going to be heads for Jonathan and Casey or tails for Flexors and Mart SC2. And it is tails, so I think we should do number 2.
Which was who again?
Flexors and Mart SC2.
Alright, so I'm going to invite you. I'm going to invite Mart. Who is Flexors?
I think it's Flexi.
Oh, Flexi, there we go, yeah.
All right, so Jonathan and Casey, if you guys would like to invite each other and go ahead and start your game. Again, we're only going to be casting one round or one matchup per round, and then once we get to the finals and the third place match, we'll cast both of those.
Yeah, and the way the rules work is the lower MMR player gets to veto first. So in this case, it's pretty clear it's going to be Marte. He's a Diamond 2 going up against a Masters 3 player in Flexi. So, you know, it's not necessarily overwhelmingly tough, but we do have a player who's going to be considered favored here.
Anything can happen.
Alright, we're just getting those vetoes taken care of. Hopefully all the other games are playing. I think we had another player who just barely missed the check-in in Discord. Fallinger, I am sorry, man. I wish we didn't have to do it this way.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, like, that's kind of the only way we can do it. Alright, Marte Vito's Dreamcatcher. It's going to be a best of 3, by the way, all the way through. So Blue Shift is the next Vito. Parasite.
So again,
sorry, go ahead. I'm just talking.
no, so again, we're just trying to get through these vetoes, and we'll be starting casting the first one. But again, Jonathan and Casey, if you guys are listening to the chat, I'm actually going to type in Extreme Versus as well to see if you guys can go ahead and start your match.
Yeah, actually, I should. All right, Acid Plant is the final veto. That leaves Cerulean, Fracture, and Lost.
So we're going to have Mark pick first.
Lost and Found first.
All right, let's load up.
Here we go. Getting on into it. I've been pumped
Again,
for this
welcome.
for quite a while.
Welcome everybody to the Extreme Versus second installation of our tournament. It's a best of 3 series, all the way up into the finals. Prize pools are $50. If you haven't watched, again, there are going to be VODs and it's going to be put up on YouTube as well. But we're about to get into the first match here on Lost and Found Ellie.
Marte says go. Flexi says R. We are good to go, guys. Let's go on into it and load this game up and get started.
ZVZ to start.
Yeah.
Did we have a ZVZ last tournament?
I don't even remember, man. I barely remember what happened yesterday, but I do know that we have a ZVZ right now.
Something to look forward to. All right.
Yeah. In the preliminary match, these guys got a little screwed over just because there was only 10 people who signed up, so that involved an extra round. So some people got a free buy. All right, here we are. I'm just so excited to get started. I'm faster than the loading screen. Okay, finally, here we are. All right, guys, here we are on Lost and Found. Let's go ahead and introduce the players. I'll go first with the blue Zerg in the bottom left corner. Representing Team Jamit, he is Flexi.
And spawning in the top right as the red Zerg for Team TSOP, it is Mart, or Marty. ZVZ on Lost and Found.
Or Marte. I wonder which one it is. I would wager it's Marte, but obviously
Marty?
Could be anything. Well, if it was Marty, there'd be a Y on the end, wouldn't there?
People have weird spellings.
That's true.
All the time.
That is true. I'm sure
People
he'll
try
correct
to
us
be
at some point.
unique. So there's the pool. That's a regular place to put the pool. I wonder if that's intentional. Well, or he decided he wanted to go for a hatch first and then like, oh, wait, no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see there's some, like, surface area that the Lynx can't get to here, so I suppose it's kind of alright, but, yeah, it is a little weird. We'll see if that actually makes a difference. Not necessarily sure that it will. Marte going with the hatch first into gas, into pool. So it looks like, to me, I'd say Flexi is getting that pool first. Not to be aggressive, he doesn't even have gas yet, so it's mostly just to be safe and get a queen out, get some Lynx out, and the ability to make spine crawlers in case his opponent is like 12 pooling him or something.
Yeah, still gasless though. Oh, look at him. He's coming out with 6 Lynx already. So
Okay.
It looks like he's going to be aggressive with this early pool, but gasless, so he's not going to have speed for quite a while.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. We do have the spawning pool only halfway done for Marte on the other side. They're going to be slow Lynx, so they're going to be manageable, I think. We'll have to see.
How much damage do you think he's going to get done? Is he going to See, let's look at the view of Marked. Can he see this right now?
I definitely saw that with the Overlord that just flew over it. Just depends on whether or not he was actually looking. The lings aren't coming across.
There's 4 lings being made and a queen. Oh, 6 lings, actually.
Yeah, and speed. So that's the thing, right? Like, do we even have a gas? Okay, yeah, the gas is down for Flexi now, but it's going to be very late speed for those Zerglings. So right now, he's going to have a bit of an advantage here. But the ling count is already even. So it's not even that much of an advantage. Nice little micro there with the weakened ling running it back, but still Marte comes out on top on that exchange. And now he's got multiple lings here to easily defend that. Sort of, you know, invalidating Flexi's opening here, I'd say.
Yeah, made it, it's going to be difficult. Now he's going to move across the map now with his own 8 lings. I don't think he lost any, or he just reinforced really quickly. But now they're making their way across the map while this queen is trying to shoo away Marty's Overlord.
Mm-hmm. Overlord should be able to get away.
Surrounded. It's going to get surrounded.
The Overlord survives. The queen gets surrounded, as you say, or almost. It might as well be. The queen is going to go down. And so far, things not looking that good for Flexi here. His speed is so far away. And Martes is about to finish here in a couple seconds. We see spine crawlers and buildings going down. But I don't know if that's going to be enough. We'll have to see. It's going to take some pretty expert defense here from Flexi to fully defend all this. And their speed.
Yeah, the queens are going to hammer away. Oh, he's going to get the Baneling Nest. The Baneling Nest is done, but really good placement of the queens here, so he's going to get shooed away. But that Baneling Nest, if it doesn't go down, is going to be really delayed, as the Baneling Nest for Marty is already done, and they are being morphed in as we speak. 5 Banelings.
Yeah, those Banelings are going to be incredibly useful here for Marte. However, the queens and the Spinecrawler are in a very good spot, and there's a ton of lings out here for Flexi. His speed is going to finish in about 4 seconds, so that was a decent connection. Oh!
I really like how Marty is only using 1 Baneling at a time.
Yes. And he's trying to get into the main now. The Baneling's trying to get into the mineral line. The drones have been pulled. It takes more than 1 Baneling to kill a drone, so overall not too many serious losses. If we take a look, only 1 drone goes down during that entire exchange. So Marte had an opportunity, but Flexi has been defending it reasonably well. Here comes a bunch more
the
Banes.
micro by Flexi there to pull, like, he was able to pull single lings to get rid of those Banelings, and even though his Baneling Nest was really, really delayed. Here's a whole bunch of more Banelings though, so this is going to be another thing. He's not even making his own Banelings yet.
Yeah, exactly. The Baneling Nest is done now. There we go. We see Marte using his Banes on the Spinecrawler to just get rid of that thing. And now using the Banes to zone out the lings of Flexi in the main, running right on up with his own lings and hoping to get a good engagement here, as another Baneling doesn't get many big connections here in the mineral line. Oof. Baneling control not that great from Flexi so far, as drones are finally starting to go down. But there's still a lot of queens here. Oh my god, the mineral line's being eviscerated, though that Spinecrawler doesn't have a chance in hell to survive. It goes down without a cancel. More and more lings streaming across the map here for Marte, as I think he's seeing red right now. These Banelings, though, might finish in time.
Yeah, it looks like Marte's good to defend because the Banelings and the Queen are going to shoo everywhere, but not that the damage has not already been done. But the constant aggression. If we look at the supplies, Jammy is down to 35 supply. Actually, it looks like he's just rebuilding right now, but relatively close after all that action. All the Banelings, everything that's been going on, it's been relatively chaotic, but really good play from both players so far.
Oh, that was a very good
Baneling
connection. Yeah, that was huge. Marte losing a lot of his lings.
Oh.
And yet another gigantic connection for Flexi. It seems like he's actually surviving this. However, his Baneling Nest is almost dead. But he's already feeling confident enough to pump out 6 drones and try to get ahead here.
Yeah, and he took a 3rd base. So looks like Marty's going to try and macro out of this, and he's not really putting on any more aggression, and there doesn't seem to be any. Looks like they both just agreed to start droning all of a sudden. Like, oh, okay, the aggression's over.
Well, it's not over yet. Marte's still got a few Banelings out here that are trying to get some good trades, but it's definitely slowed down. Let's see here. The splits from Flexi are going to be huge. And it looks like he wants to move into roaches. I don't necessarily like the 1 Baneling moving in, because 1 Bane, all it's really good for is taking out a bunch of lings. It's not going to help you get any drones. Roach Warren gets picked off. Oof. It's just like a chaotic mess here of Ling Bane outside Flexy's base. But both players taking the opportunity to drone up to 30. And I feel like the sounds are a little loud, guys, so let me just tone that down a tiny bit. Let me know in the chat if the audio levels need to be adjusted, by the way, because last week that was a bit of an issue that I wasn't aware of until after we were done.
I'm actually really impressed by the gameplay by both players so far. It just makes me realize how bad my micro is in comparison, because these guys have gotten some great Baneling connections, great control by both players. This queen is just going to get tickled and die.
Yeah, it's very close, but the Banelings for Flexy are going to be in position. Now, this third base is going to get killed, not even a cancel. So Marte, you know, even though he hasn't been able to get the kill here, he's been able to get a lot of favorable trades. Whoa. That could have been bad.
Yeah, it's scary when you see a single Baneling can ruin everything. Another spine being dropped.
This queen needs to just be clicked on, please. It's the one
Just
with all the
switch
energy,
spots.
too.
Yeah.
Oh!
Switch spots.
Huge trade there. Just Marte not looking at his lings. Another Baneling. Oh my god. This is so stressful. This is why we cast, because we don't want to be playing these games. Alright. 2 Banes coming in. They can make a difference here, but again, nice drone pull from Flexy. Not going to be losing too much. In the whole scheme of things, he's only lost 5 workers, which I'd say is pretty damn good considering the aggressive opening that Marte put on here. And now it looks like Flexy is ready to move across the map. Now, Marte hasn't had any pressure on him in quite a while. He's got a slight drone lead, and he's got roaches out already. He's getting +1 attack, but that's not going to be done yet. These blue lings, by the way, do have +1 melee, I believe. So these guys are going to be able to take a fight against roaches as long as they get a good surround. But he needs to pick a good engagement. I don't think he has quite enough lings yet to do it, but this nice split into the third base is going to do pretty well for him. Those Banelings all got wasted on the roaches.
Yeah. Looks like the defense is going to be really strong here by Mart with these roaches that are already out. But the I like the splits by Flexy. He is getting his own. Is he getting his own roaches right now? No, it looks like he's still making lings.
Yeah, he's got the Roach Warren. He's getting +1 armor as well. Few lings had managed to make it into the main and are picking away drones. Oh my god, there's 11, 12 workers that have gone down. These lings in the main and in the third are starting to really pull Marte apart, and this has been disastrous. He has lost so many workers here.
Marte, it looks like the only thing he's going to have to do now is he's going to have to move across the map, because those lings, splitting them, the speed of the lings versus the speed of the roaches, just pulled Marte apart. Now, if we look at the worker supply, it is now 32-12. Marte is hanging on by a thread, as sort of say.
Yeah, now he's going to try to get as many roaches as he can. His speed is going to be finished soon. His +1 did just finish as well. And Flexy knows about this. Look at these spine crawlers that are being made. He's massing up lings. Well, he's making some drones as well, but he's making sure he has a nice number of +1 lings that should be enough to defend against this, although we'll have to see.
Now, it looks like Marte's still trying to do make some workers. He just went from 12 to 17, like he's going to try and macro out of this. The supplies are relatively even, but the difference is in the army supply. And now Marte is just Flexy's just caught up now, so army supplies are equal. So the only difference in the supply right now is the workers, which is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, Marte is trying to catch back up here. Sounds like he, you know, he's trying to just macro out of it instead of going all in. But look at all of these lings here, once again splitting into the 2 different mineral lines. The roaches were out of position, so once again, drones are going down. These roaches can clean up all these lings, and look at all these banelings up here for Flexy hiding in the top of the base. But they're not going to be able to do much because all the drones are already dead. 20 more workers have gone down, and Marte is really getting pulled apart here.
And look at all these banelings. What are they going to do, though? I think they'd rather just stay there in the corner, yes.
Yeah.
He moves them back and hides them.
Third base is going to go down here. Yeah, this game is starting to spiral out of control here for Marte. He, you know, he might try to go all in before he taps out, but we see on the other side the defensive position here for Flexy is pretty insane. I don't think Marte is going to break that.
Yeah, the banelings just went out and took away literally all the workers except for 4 now.
Oh, I actually missed that.
And here's the more banelings. They're just making their way
out.
Yep. Unimpeded. Although here's the big attack, so it looks like This is all or nothing right now for Martez. He moves in with about a handful of links and a bunch of roaches, but look at all the static defense.
These Baneling, if he got the most money Baneling connections in the whole world, it might have worked for him, but the thing is, those Lings had +1 armor, so it actually took 2 Banelings to kill them instead of 1, and that was all he really needed there. So Flexi gonna take game 1, but that was a very back and forth game between those two players. So, I mean, theoretically, anything can happen in this series.
I loved the constant aggression by Marte. It looked like at several points in the game that he was ahead, but Jamek shows up with the strong defense and just the killing blow with 1/1 Lings.
Wait, we go with loser picks, right?
Yes, loser picks.
Let's do a quick check-in on the bracket here, see if anyone else has done anything on here. Not yet.
Yeah, just looking at the graph from that last game, I actually realized, like, Marte was ahead for a good almost 3 minutes of just strong, constant aggression until Flexi finally did the killing blow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, like, there was some good building placement from Flexi that managed to keep a Spinecrawler alive for pretty long, the Queen's alive for pretty long. There was definitely an opportunity for Marte to end the game. And just, like I said, good building placement and good micro from Flexi. He managed to survive and then flip the game on its head. Flexi is R. Marte is ready to roll. Here we go.
Game 2. Wow, that was exciting. There was I love Link Bane. I love casting Link Bane. There's just so much going on all at once, but it's very taxing because just the hits and the constant attention and the speed of the links just pulls you everywhere on the map.
Yeah, and like 3 seconds of you not looking at your army, the game could be over. You know, there's a couple Banelings waddle out to your big pack of Lings that you're just sitting outside the natural while you go back to build an Evo chamber or something. Next thing you know, the game's over. That's what it feels like sometimes anyway. But all right, here we are on Fracture. Let's go ahead and introduce in the top left corner, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3. It is Flexi.
And spawning in the bottom right as the red Zerg, down 0-1, but with some really good aggression and really good plays in that first game, it is Marty. I'm going to say Marty. I'm going with Marty.
All right. I'm like 90% confident he's going to come back and tell us that you're wrong, but we'll have to see.
Marte, is he French?
I don't know. It just looks more like a Marte to me than anything else. I mean, there's no accent aigu over it or whatever, but still.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We got a pull down, a 17 pull by Flexi again.
Yeah, now I would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One thing I would semi-criticize, though, is the way that Flexi used his opener in the last game. I don't think was very successful. In fact, I think it just put him behind and gave Marte the opportunity to try to take the win there early. Because when he sent all those slow Lings across the map, there were 6 of them, and 6 of Marte's Lings pop out right as he arrives. Plus, he's got speed coming, so it just didn't seem good kind of at all for Flexi. But at the same time, he won the game, so he might just do the same opener. He still doesn't have gas here.
I know, I was just about to say that. It's the constant delay of gas. It was the delay of the Banelings. Like, that's how Marte was able to establish some really good aggression from the last game, because he ended up taking out the Baneling nest early, and Flexi only had to defend with just Lings, and his speed was about at least a minute to a minute and a half later than Marte's. But looks like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as the 6 Lings move across the map yet again.
Yep, spotted by the Overlord at the same time. And you don't even really have to change up your build order if you're Marte here. You're going to make those 6 Lings anyway, most likely. You're going to start speed. You know, there's no more Lings following it up. Your Overlords can see that, so as long as you don't lose this Overlord to the Queen, then, you know, you're going to be laughing if you're Marte. Here they come.
Oh, I was concerned there for a second because Marte clicked the burrow, and I'm like, oh, is this something different? But it wasn't. He ended up just misclicking instead of building a Queen.
Okay, so the drones have been pulled off to fend this off. 2 drones already going down. That is one difference that didn't happen in the last game, and this time Flexy's lings are coming out way ahead. I am noticing a little bit of micro mishaps here coming from Marte as another drone goes down. And this time, the opener looks much more successful for Flexy, although he's still outnumbered here, so this is kind of weird.
Yeah, but look at Flexy taking a third right in the face of Marte's overload. He doesn't care. He realizes, okay, my aggression paid off. I got quite a few drones, but here comes Marte across the map with a handful more lings. Looks like it's about like 10 to 15 lings.
Yeah, and he's going to have speed sooner once again. Now this time Flexy has the Baneling Nest a little bit quicker. I'd even say his speed seems a little quicker too. But the lings are going to start chomping away on this third base, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it. There's quite a few lings out here for Flexy. Speed's not done yet. I don't know that Marte wants to really be doing this, although that seemed like a pretty even trade.
Yeah, the little micro pulls of each of them, and it looks like Flexy is going to defend, but he's going to pop some Banelings and try and fight to give them some time. He didn't even notice that the Banelings were there, so good job by Marte there.
Yeah, but Marte is losing all his lings in this engagement. He's got no more speedlings, although there's a few following it up. The Banelings are being created from Flexy too, and again, this time things are looking much better for Flexy, as a few lings do manage to skirt by the defenses, get into the main here, try to attack a queen, trying to cancel some of these Banelings here, but is he gonna get a good connection? Oh, he missed an opportunity there, trying to get into the mineral line, but one drone goes down a little bit, or one ling, sorry, goes down, or one Baneling, whatever. You guys know what I'm saying here. And Marte is fizzling out pretty quickly here.
Oh, that is really sneaky. See, look at the Banelings being built right next to the base. Looks like just eggs hatching, which is really cool.
I actually didn't even notice that, so yeah, definitely pretty cool there. And he even gets a bit of an even trade. More lings make it into the mineral line here. Hold position micro. And actually, he's still winning that fight. He's going to be able to take on a queen. That's always annoying if you're the blue Zerg. And more lings just streaming across the map. This is what Marte likes to do in ZVZ, as we can see. And that's a pretty big connection for the blue Baneling. And these Marte Banes are hiding in the bushes here. That's a dangerous spot to run your lings through. But Flexy is going to flip this match over and start attacking his opponent here. The Banelings aren't ready yet. The lings are winning pretty much every engagement. More lings streaming into the main here. These Banelings are going to eventually finish, but drones are going down both in the main and in the natural.
He just blew his two Banelings onto the 4 making Banelings, but he didn't take any of them out, so his 2 defending Banelings, the things that were going to try and shoo everything away, just died for nothing. Yeah. And now 3 Banelings are going to make their way through. This Baneling's going to get a connection. Not kill anything, but here comes 2 more.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge hit. Oh my god, Flexy, with authority, is going to be slamming the door shut on Marte's dreams to win Extreme versus Open number 2. You know, this tournament only just started a couple weeks ago, but you know that Marte has been dreaming about winning this tournament ever since he was born. And unfortunately, a little bit of sketchy micro and a much better executed opening coming from Flexy this time is going to close out that series at 2-0. GG's and well played.
Great games by both players. I really liked the aggression by Marte, but once every time Flexy took a little bit of an advantage with one micro or one miss micro by Marte, he just amassed and amassed and amassed more lings until the point where there was just too much. And just like you said, the small micro things, especially in Ling Bane, can cost you the game. But there we have our first casualty of Extreme versus the second tournament, as Flexy moves on to the next round to face Lily Dragon.
Yes, and that means you guys can probably go ahead and get started. We might actually just follow them, because the other guys should already be in a match here. Looks like gdoggcasey just updated the bracket as well, taking out Jonathan. By the way, guys, totally my fault if you were trying to update that earlier. I forgot to click start tournament, so the tournament was just like sitting there with the bracket and you weren't able to edit scores, but it looks like it wasn't an issue because now everyone's all edited. So we are now 100% moved in to the round of 8. Oh, it looks like Formless Trumpet has taken out Yeezus 2-0 as well, moving on into the semifinals there. So yeah, now the scores are starting to get updated ever since I actually started, so that was my fault. All right,
So, seeing as we already casted Flexor, I think we should cast Andre 3000 and Casey now.
yeah, sure, let's
If
do
that
it.
would make sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's drop Flexi. Let's see if we can grab. Oh shit! Hold on. I'd like to take Casey. Invite. And who's the other one?
Andre 3000. The only barcode.
He's the barcode. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Andre 3. Okay, invite. Hopefully he's ready to good. Sweet, everyone's good.
Who is the higher of the two? Because I don't know what rank is Andre.
Looks like Andre's giving it to Casey, which is probably not a good sign for Casey.
No. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a contender.
Wow, so we got some good players coming into this tournament. But again, this is StarCraft. Anything can happen.
Yeah, Casey, by the way, has he's the reigning third place champion. So even if you're in the Diamond League, you have a chance to win some money in this league. Let's take a look at the bracket so you guys can see it. Formless Trumpet in the semifinals already. Casey making it out of the preliminary round, as well as Flexi. Now, Flexi is a Masters player going up against Lily Dragon, who is showing up as a gold. So that's going to be a little one-sided most likely, but we wish Lily Dragon all the best. Good luck to you, sir. Hopefully you got a nice cheese build or two that you can surprise Flexi with.
We got vetoes with Parasite and Acid Plant going on.
Okay. Art.
I'm rooting for Lily Dragon because I want some gold representation. I want to see some gold.
Yeah.
I remember being gold, and I remember winning my first game against a plat or winning my first game against someone way better than me. And it's exhilarating. And now to do it in a tournament for money, oh.
We have blue
All
shift.
right.
Blue shit. I typed dream and what? Lost.
Lost, yeah.
First map Dreamcatcher. Yeah, I figured that would be what Casey would want as a Terran player. Yes. Ba, 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 ba.
Easy.
Is it a TVZ? Yep. Ready. Casey's not ready yet.
Trumpet SC2 says, all right, let's get the chants going, everyone with me. Let's go Funky Pants. Who is Funky Pants?
I have no idea. Maybe...
All right, let's go Funky Pants.
Yeah.
Is that the barcode?
I mean, it could be any one of these players. You can be whoever you want to be. So, maybe we're all Funky Pants. All right, Casey's ready to roll.
We're just going to change the tournament to Funky Pants.
Yeah. Let's go Funky Pants. Clap, 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 clap. He's a hockey fan. You can already tell Trumpet SC2 is a hockey fan. It means that he's probably Canadian as well.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Okay.
Dreamcatcher Game 1 in the round 2 of the Extreme versus second installment of this tournament.
Yeah.
How you feeling so far?
The official round of 8. I'm pumped, man. I love this stuff. And I'm super happy we talked about it and decided to go in on it together because it's been a lot of fun and it's going to be more and more fun. And hopefully the players like our casting and they like our administrating. So we can, you know, we can continue to bring this to you guys and do a good job, and hopefully you like it. All right, so here we are, guys, on Dreamcatcher. Introducing in the bottom right corner, the reigning third place champion in the yellow, which is the best color. It's objectively true. It is Casey.
And spawning the top left as the light blue or teal Zerg, it is Andre 3000, the barcode. And I'd just like to remind our viewers, as we were doing the introductions, the brackets just got updated with Arts SC2 winning a very close 2-1 series over Night Owl SC. So
Oh.
Art SC2 is the next semifinalist.
That is pretty impressive for Night Owl to be able to take a match off of Art, because last tournament Art just swept the table with everybody and didn't even drop a map. So unfortunate stuff for Night Owl there. As if he can take one map off of Art, that means that he was probably a significant contender for this tournament, but he just went up against Art very early.
Looks like we have some really good players, like we said, like Andre 3000 is 5600k or 5600 MMR. Art SC2 is Masters 1, I believe. Like there's some really good players here. But let's get back to this game as we see the Barracks just about finishing up and going to be rallying across the map with a Reaper, as our Zerg players just finishing up their spawning pool with a hatch first build.
Yo, can you do me a favor? Can you click on either 3 or 4 and see if either one of them puts you on my camera?
Yeah, I'm on your camera now.
Okay.
I think you're... Oh, wait. Are you looking at the main base now?
Am I circling?
Yes. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
All right, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, now we can at least be looking at the same thing. Thank you, by the way, Trumpet, for that follow. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Is Andre
Greytorp. Greytorp. He's like a bit of an older StarCraft 2 personality. I have no idea if he is. I'd be pretty starstruck if he was, though. He's a caster from back in the day.
That's pretty cool. All right, we have the Reaper moving across the map, checking really quick for the third as it jumps into the base. Is going to start pegging on some drones. Good micro.
Yep. You can tell the Zerg is confident when he makes only 4 lings.
Okay, so Funky Pants is Bomb, which is Casey's other name.
Okay, all right. Well, that's very clear.
I like the other name because I'm not really a fan of Casey. That's just a, I don't know, it's like 2 bad names in a row.
The Reaper coming back here. I was in the middle of saying that you can tell the Zerg is confident when they make only 4 lings to defend against the Reaper. He's pulled out of gas as well, so he's essentially going to be going for that third base here at a second. And we'll see how he deals with the Reaper in position. Reaper's starting to get a little worried. You can tell he's going over to the other third, wondering, like, is this guy one of those Zergs who just takes the third base in the wrong location? No, he isn't. Okay. And we can see the drone being escorted out now. The Reaper. Oh,
nice round. Wow, nice play.
Yeah, that was incredibly unlucky.
Now, if we rewatch the VOD from the last game, I believe it was the Masters player Flexors who took the third in the place that I normally take it as well, in front of the natural on the last map, while the other Zerg took it in the farther location that you took at the time. And so you could tell the difference in placements.
I don't even remember that, so
all right, we got the 2-1-1 going on here with some a medevac that's going to pull over
Hellions.
four Hellions. Is there an armory being made, or are these just going to be normal Hellions?
Just normal Hellions.
Get the elevator
There's
going.
a Liberator as well, so he can sort of distract.
Oh, he's passing right over top of a Overlord right now as he boosts.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to be able to get in here, though. There's a Spore Crawler in position, but that doesn't help against the Hellions. It seems as though, even though this was technically scouted, it was not actually seen by Andre, as the Hellions are now in behind the mineral line, picking off 3 drones already. Now, this is definitely enough lings to take care of this, and Casey just wants to get as many drones as possible. 5 drones? Not terrible. But he did lose all of his Hellions.
I would take that trade. 4 Hellions for 5 drones. Hellions are only minerals, so it's not that bad of a loss. Although I would have liked him to see them pick them up, but with the Spore Crawler there, it was defending from the... Oh, and here we go. We see some lings make their way across the map as they cross in the path of the Liberator. As the lings are going to poke up and see that there is a full wall.
Yeah, not going to be getting in there anytime soon, so... Unfortunately for them, the Liberator's going to try to find a spot here. There's 2 queens protecting the third, so he's going to go into the main. Oh, I don't know about this.
No, he's going to lose it.
Ends up getting picked off. We can see that creep spread getting started here for Andre as he's securing a 4th base even already. That's pretty quick for that 4th, but he's got a lot of drones out already at 53. Got his lair done. Getting a Baneling nest, and it looks like he's just going into some good, solid Ling Bane play. Casey gonna go up for another drop. I think he just wants to take care of this Overlord, though.
Picks up and moves across again, but they're oh, the Lings just realized, okay, so there's a tank there.
Yep.
We're going to lose 2 lives in 1 shot, but the third is being made up on the high ground with 3 more barracks.
Asura Visser, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching some good old StarCraft 2. This Overlord's dead. This is not enough Marines to really do anything over here, though.
Pick up. Nice pickup. There we go. Only losing 1. Baneling's already there for defense with 4 Banelings. This creep spread, though, is slowly making its way across the map, but lots and lots of active tumors.
Yeah, he's going to be able to spread that incredibly quickly. Now, 1-1 is coming through here. The rest of the barracks are about to finish for Casey. He's got the factory ready to produce tanks, but currently not producing tanks. We see the Hydra Den just finished for the Zerg player. Macro Hatch, Baneling Speed, getting those Hydra upgrades as well. And Hydra's coming out, so both players really powering up here. And Casey wants to go out for a little bit of a push. He's only got 1 siege tank with this, which is my only kind of criticism of this this push.
I think he's gonna be hitting a timing though, because at this point right now he is ahead in the. Oh no, they're literally only seconds apart in regards to upgrades. Wow.
He does have +1 in stim. So he's going to stim here, try to take out some of these tumors. The Lings and Banes approaching. Oh, I don't know about that. So I've been practicing a lot of Terran recently, and that is pretty much what happens to me every time I try to move out with only 1 tank. I think you need to have more than 1 tank with that. Unfortunately, this command center not going to be able to land either, as Andre has been on point with his Overlords. Just creeping all over the command center location.
It's going to get shooed away, but it's still going to be several seconds before it's actually going to be able to land and get some SCVs there. Now, if we look at the supplies, 125 to 97. Andre just powering away, already up to 63 workers, 9 workers ahead. Good pre-splits there, only lost 1 right there. Oh wow, look at all these.
Yeah, good Marine splitting. It's definitely going to make this as efficient as possible for Casey, but there were so many Zerg units that it still looks like it's not going to be enough. With Baneling Speed completed, he's going to be forcing the bio back into the natural. That tank doesn't stand a chance. This tank in the back, though, very well placed, absolutely does stand a chance, but these Hydras are going to be able to shoo this command center back into the main. That medevac almost died, but it manages to keep its life just barely. 2 hit points on that medevac, and now more Lings, more Hydras coming across here.
Those pre-splits by Casey made it so that they actually survived, and that tank up on the high ground that was able to shoo it away. But here it comes. Yeah, these tanks are crucial, so I don't think there's enough here. I think the Terran player is going to hold and shoo away. Look at all the damage that's being done.
Too many Banelings being morphed in here, I would say. He can cancel a lot of these if he tries to pick that fight, but he doesn't really have a lot either. He's lost a lot of his bio forces just defending, so he's not actually going to be able to kill those Banelings before they're hatched. +2/+2. Close to finishing for Casey, but he's been on 2 bases for so long here. Look at Andre, just all over the map. The creep spread is just ridiculous at this point. And even if he can't do anything with this push, he's already got his hive almost done. He's still getting his upgrades. It looks like he's going to be moving into ultras very quickly here. And I don't think Casey can really afford a Liberator transition or even Marauders, because he still hasn't even gotten his 3rd base yet. I like this play, though. Knocking down the rocks, very helpful. That'll buy him a little bit of time.
Yeah, these Hydras are really high DPS. They're going to be able to take it down, but again, it's all about a timing. So they're going to be able to. He's going to be able to get these 2 other tanks down onto the low ground to defend the 3rd. But there we go, as we see the Ultra Den being dropped. So
he does have a nice amount of Marauders out already, so that's something I didn't quite expect. Marauders are going to be pretty good. They already have 2/2, and +3 attack has started. And he actually is going into Liberator, so, you know, I mentioned that he couldn't afford it, though, and what I really meant is that I don't think Casey has enough medevacs right now, and I mean, one of the ones that he has 2 hit points left, so If a Hydralisk looks at it, he's going to lose it. And then, like, he's going to be stimming his bio, but he's not going to have any way of sustaining any long battles. And these Zerglings are going to end up being a little bit too much, is my prediction. But we'll have to see here, as it looks like he might get caught out a little bit moving out.
Yeah, he's going to need to siege those relatively quick if he's going around. But look at how good the creep spread is, which caused...
Ooh, this is
good.
Wow,
yeah, good position here.
Oh, the Liberators are dead, though. Or at least one of them was. The other one could have died.
I like that position, but the creep spread is what's causing so much trouble for gdoggcasey to even find any engagement here, because the creep spread is almost at his third. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, you
need to siege up. You need to siege up.
Picked up by the medevacs, actually. But yeah, I mean, we can already sort of see the writing on the wall here. The supply is 185 to 107 as gdoggcasey is struggling to just survive in this game. He drops all the units out right in front of the Banelings. Now, the Banelings aren't taking efficient trades, but there's still so many of them that it doesn't really matter. GG, and Andre 3 is going to take game number 1 here and take a 1-0 lead on this series. gdoggcasey finding himself a little bit outmatched a little bit earlier on in the tournament here, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, still really good play by both players. Look at that APM at 347 for gdoggcasey, playing out of his mind, and it was just, it was a good game. Again, a little bit outclassed, but I think the real winner of that game was the creep spread.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, Andre didn't even really have a chance to put it to much use even. I mean, he could rally across the map faster, but the one time that Casey tried to push out, like, Andre had, like, 8 minutes to respond to it. You can set up any sort of engagement you want when, oh, lost and found, okay. When your creep spread is that far out, like, that's the power of Zerg, right? You can just split your army, you can do any sort of surround or wraparound that you want. But he didn't even really need to do that, as his macro was just on another level anyway, and he had all the units he needed. But we'll see if gdoggcasey can pull anything else out here. We've seen him in the past with some cheeky builds. I wonder if we'll see some Cyclones, maybe.
Oh, yeah, the Cyclone game. I remember that.
Yeah.
Just nothing but pure Cyclone, man. The sheer DPS of that unit. But here we go. About to get into map number 2 on Lost and Found with Andre 3. Already up 1-0.
Yeah.
Let's get some PogChamps in the chat. I've always wanted. I don't even know I still don't even know what it means. I tried to Google it or Urban Dictionary what PogChamps mean. They're like, it just means PogChamps. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but everyone says it. So
you just do it whenever something real dope happens. Like,
I thought Pog was like play of the game, or like play of game. Poggers, the play of the gamers. I don't know.
It's a little bit too rational for Twitch chat, I think.
Yeah, just make up words.
All right.
And now the blah blahs. Like,
so here we are, guys, on Lost and Found. In the upper right corner, currently down 1-0, but still number 1 in color. It is gdoggcasey.
And spawning in the bottom left as the Zerg player, up 1-0 in the series with a very strong game, Andre 3. Mr. Barcode.
So,
are we going to see anything different this time, do you think?
I think we have to, because I think it was pretty much proven to everybody that Andre is just on another level here. So if I was gdoggcasey, I would already be thinking about, you know, what's my dirtiest cheese build that can, you know, throw off almost anybody. But then again, I mean, on the flip side, Andre might be expecting something like that because it's kind of an obvious strategic choice. So we'll see. Or gdoggcasey has confidence in his macro play and, you know, wants to give it another go as well. He strikes me as the type of player, he's got the heart, you know? I've seen him, like, fight out of very tough situations, win very close games that maybe he shouldn't have won. So when you got a player like that, you know, they're like a wild card. You never really know. They might just be able to pull it off with a good player too here. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, gdoggcasey, like you said, is going to need a really crisp build. I think just the way that Andre's been playing, though, the only thing that's really going to surprise him in this matchup is if gdoggcasey comes at him with DTs. That's literally the only thing that's going to surprise him.
You might be right.
Yeah.
But even then, the Overlord's going to be in position to scout.
Yeah. The switch to Protoss. Yep. Here, So we have our Reaper about to make its way across the map as the Overlord's in position to see that the natural is indeed on the low ground.
Yeah, and it's just a standard opener again. Andre pumping out 4 lings instead of 6 and getting those extra drones out nice and early. Showing that confidence, pulling out of gas. And this is just as standard as you get. And it's kind of something, well, I think I've already said that anyway, so I'm not going to really go into it again. But yeah, just showing confidence, playing a standard map that or a standard build that I would imagine is just his regular ladder build here.
Yeah, Reaper trying to get a little bit of damage onto these Zerglings. Nice micro there.
Yeah.
Gonna check to see if there's a third. As last game, there was a very, very early third by Andre. So it's going to just patrol there. Hopefully doesn't lose it when the escort comes. And I would think it'd be relatively soon.
Yeah, he actually managed to soften up a bit of those lings a little better. There's a Pog champ in chat. Trumpet.
Hey, I got one.
Poggers, dude. There's a 2-minute delay though, guys, so sorry if we're responding late to the chat, but still. I always get tickled when I see that kind of thing in Twitch chat. Especially for us, you know, relatively small streamers. You don't really get that Twitch chat culture going on until you really start getting a lot of viewers, but still.
Still fun. I've always wanted to say it, so I did say it, and we got a response, so I'm happy. Yeah. We see these just again. Oh, there goes the Reaper as it gets dropped, but the Hellions are there to try and get rid of these. They're going to actually get one. Oh,
nice pick off there. Not very good for gdoggcasey, losing the Reaper and a Hellion. That's really going to hurt his Hellion drop that it looked like he was going for. He actually just canceled the medevac, deciding against that drop and going for a much earlier third base instead.
Yeah, and it's out of the sight of the Overlord that's making its way through the main that just got picked off. But as we look at the Zerg right now, just powering up, gonna get that.
It's a Roach Horn.
That's a Roach Horn.
That's the difference.
Now, I'm watching your view, and I'm on the production tab. I'm like, wait, what building is that's making right now? I'm expecting a Baneling nest, but it's not. So yeah. Even more Hellions making their way across the map. Probably want to put that weak one in the back.
Getting that wall up out front is natural here, and again, with the earlier third base, this might, you know, if he goes unchecked for a while, this is the kind of thing that might allow him to power up and get a little stronger in the mid-game.
Yeah. The Zerg player already up, though, 8 workers now. Hellions go in and tickle an egg and walk away, realizing, okay, there's nothing here for me to pick off as the queens move. The creep spread, not as prevalent so far, but again, we're still relatively early. I was really excited by the creep spread last game. I'm like, wow, is it ever moving? This is almost Scarlet-esque.
Yeah, and this type of creep spread he's got going now is a little bit more, you know, comprehensible for players like us who try real hard to get creep spread going out, and this is what it looks like when we do it. In the last game, he was like hyper focusing it. But he's doing a lot of things different this time. He's getting that Roach speed, which means he's already got the lair very quickly. There's no Evo chamber either. So is he gonna max out on Roaches? No, he's making some more
Roach Ravager,
drones.
I think this is just early aggression to keep the Terran player back at home while he can just power up with drones.
Oh, a couple lings made it in the open door here. Gonna be disrupting shit in the natural here for gdoggcasey. He's gonna be able to clean it up, but still a bit of a disruption there as 2 SCVs go down, and this third base is totally undefended here and totally unattacked.
Yeah, like I said, Roach Ravagers. Here comes a couple Ravagers are going to pile down. We don't see any tanks yet, so these Roaches are not really going to be responded to just yet. The corrosive biles on a wall like this is just really, really strong, and they're doing exactly what we used to do, where we would do early Roaches and then just follow it up with Speedlings once the wall is down.
Yeah, the bunkers are not going to have a chance to complete either, although that SCV dodging like a boss, not going to be able to survive. And now the bunkers are going down. The supply depots are going to be going down as well, or I would expect anyway. But +1 is going to finish here for these bio units, and the Lings have arrived, trying to force themselves into this wall. These biles are only now going down on a supply depot, and this is so many Roaches and so many Ravagers.
I don't know if you caught that. That was so cute by what Andre did, right? The Roaches that were at the front that were almost dead, he converted them. They must have had 4 health left, but he converted them to Ravagers, and they got to become Ravagers the entire time. They were just soaking up all the damage.
Yep.
Wow.
That's going to do it for Casey. Thank you so much for showing up again, man. I appreciate it. Sorry that your luck didn't turn out so well this time, but, you know, looks like Andre is itching to be a contender in this one. And holy shit, look at that. Everything's already been updated on a bracket. Let's take a quick look as the quarterfinals are now done. Andre and Trumpet going to be playing against each other in the semifinals, and we got Flexors and Art in the other semifinals. And you know what? I'd like to follow Andre here and go with some Trumpet here. We got Trumpet in chat, so let's go ahead and cast his game and see what he's all about.
All right, so Flexors and Art, you can go ahead and start your game.
Yeah. I'm going to remove Casey, and I'm going to add Trumpet. There he is. Invite. Flex and Art can start. Oh yeah, that's you saying. Okay.
Bye, Lily. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll be able to see you in 2 weeks. We'll be posting. It'll either be the Thursday or the Friday. 2 weeks coming. But again, thanks for showing up, and hope you enjoyed it and had fun. You'll get. I'm rooting for you each time you show up. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. And the cool thing about a gold player who is like trying to get better is that they don't stay gold. Like as soon as you make a concentrated effort, you're going to get better. So keep that up, man. And if you're not on a team in the CTL, I highly suggest joining one. I think you are, though. So I'm sure that's already been taken care of. But we already got vetoes going on here. And hopefully the other players are playing.
Yeah, I told Flex and Art that they could go ahead and start. But we got vetoes done real quick. So we're going to have first map on Lost and Found as both as Dreamcatcher, Parasite, Cerulean, and Fracture all vetoed out.
All right, so what does that leave us with?
Lost and Found, Blue Shift, and
Fracture?
the last one.
No.
Nope.
Cerulean. No. Acid.
Acid, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we got Lost and Found first.
Lost first? Okay. Sweet. We are flying right through this, guys. Holy crap. Already in the semis.
Look what happens when people are a little bit organized. They show up and they're able to update everything. They are just flying through it.
Yeah. Yeah, this tournament.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
This tournament's really going well. Everybody updating their scores as well. And before we totally jump in here, I just want to show you guys the bracket one more time. There it is. We are going to have a bronze place match, so the two losers of these semis are not out yet. They're going to be able to face each other in a third place match for some money. So hopefully they'll be able to make the most out of it.
I hope you take it down one day too, Lily. Lily Dragon, you're gonna get better. I'm looking forward to seeing the day that you hit plat and diamond. Just keep practicing. All right, we got the two players in here.
Trumpet is ready. Just waiting on Andre. Andre is ready. Let us go. We got a ZVP now.
Looks like we're hitting every type. I'm liking that we're not doing the same matchups every single time.
Yeah, it's just luck. But, yeah, it's worked out. We've had a Zerg in every match, though, haven't we?
Yes.
Because Zerg is best. Zerg is the easy race.
It is the easy race. Just shove the swarm down the other player's throat. But PVZ, always excited to cast this.
Okay. So we are... Whoop. Trumpet did not win 3-0. I promise. All right, guys. Here we are on Lost and Found. Let's go ahead and introduce in the bottom left corner the Protoss player representing Formless Bear Sloths. He is Trumpet.
And spawning in the top right off his 2-0 sweep in the last round, it is Andre 3 as the green Zerg this time.
Yeah, he changed up his color. So there was one player that I was teammates with way back, and he told me that he would change his color just based on his mood. If he was feeling angry or aggressive, he'd go red, and if he was feeling like passive and macro, he'd go blue, and if he wanted to cheese, he'd go like pink or something. So I'm sure that not many people follow that playstyle, but Andre changing it up, maybe he's one of those players. We'll see. Or maybe he goes green when he's up against Protoss.
I'm a big fan of the orange. I almost always do the orange, or I'll just go default red, blue. Doesn't bug me. But if I get to choose, I'll pick orange.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way the Zerg looks as orange, and the Protoss look as orange.
Yeah, and it's got like traces of yellow in it, so it's almost good, you know? It's like
it's almost good.
Yeah, it's like got a little bit of the correct color in there, so. But anyway, standard stuff for the Zerg up here. Protoss player going for a pretty quick Nexus after the gateway, realizing that it's not a pool first opening or something, so he can go ahead and get the Nexus earlier. He's going to get that Cyber Core.
So this is a... What MMR is Trumpet? I know he's Masters
3. He was a Masters 3. Yeah.
And 5600 is what? Is that Masters 1?
I think maybe, yeah, at least.
Wow. So this is, and Art is also a Masters. Flexor is Masters as well, right?
Yes.
So we have 4 Masters in the semifinals. That's crazy.
I think Art might be GM, to be honest. So, we'll see. But anyway, Overlord coming on in, getting a look at the wall here, realizing there's no pylon in place, or there's no pylon in the wall, so it's not going to be an easy win for him. The probe
Adept being Chrono Boost out. Oh, I should probably switch back to your view again as the probe is being shooed away by 4 lings. Just as the 3rd base is about to go down.
There it is. What are we going to see out of Trumpet? He's got the Robo already down. Pretty early Robo. Isn't that?
Very early, yeah. That's a very early Robo, yeah. And a Stalker coming out. Now, normally versus Zerg, you don't normally see a Stalker come out unless he's only getting the one to start shooing away Overlords and things like this. As this Adept is going to get canceled.
Spots the 3rd base, though. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he's going to do with this Robo here as it finishes it up.
Yeah, I think it's to get rid of the Overlords. I think the one thing that I saw with the last tournament was the use of the Robo with Protoss was just the discount blink.
Oh yeah, to just juggle the Immortals. We do see Immortals being made. And Sentries.
Yeah, Sentries.
So we'll see. It's still really early to, you know, gather much info off of that type of opening, but we'll see what it leads to as the lings from Andre heading on out, checking for a 3rd base most likely, and just seeing what's at the front. Maybe force out a force field here. Actually, that'd be pretty useful. Oh, he's gonna have to force field. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Almost losing the Sentry there, but it doesn't have any more energy as the second one is popping out now.
Yeah.
Now, a Sentry Immortal, is that what we're going with here?
I mean, that's what it looks like so far. We'll see. There's a lot of lings being produced here from Andre, and he's getting a Roach Warren as well. And he's moving out with tons and tons of lings here. So this is...
Lings are making their way across the map, yeah. This is kind of the scary composition when I'm Protoss, if I'm going up. Like, if I'm going up against Roaches, I love having the Sentry Immortal. They just shred everything. You're able to protect the Immortals. But if you get a bad engage with, like, 30 lings that's around your 6-7 units, like... Your force fields have to be virtually perfect, or else you're going to lose everything.
He's going into lair here. Roach Warren's just going to finish up. This is a lot of lings. I'm not necessarily sure what their purpose is, other than to just sort of contain him in his base. He doesn't want Trumpet walking out with the sentries. And this is enough lings to take care of that for sure. But we got more and more gateways being made. Pretty much only gateways, and a warp prism here coming from Trumpet, so he's ready to move out. And he's going to try moving across the map. These lings are hiding over here in the 3rd base location, probably looking for an opportunity to run by.
Yeah, I think the second that the Protoss player moves out, is there Overlord in position over the natural?
Yep.
I'm curious. Yes, there is. So they'll be able to see the second that they move out, those lings are going to pounce, I think.
Yeah.
And this is quite the force. If they get caught out in the middle of the map...
That is 8 sentries.
There we go.
This is so reminiscent of the old...
Oh, the Stalker sees it. The Stalker sees them all.
Yeah, so he's going to be not moving out yet. He might even fully clog up that wall. Yeah, these lings, unfortunately for Andre, not going to be able to be put to use in the way that he wants them to. This Overlord's still standing over here. But Andre is getting the idea that the push is coming. And I think you can see all the sentries and everything. So he's making lots of Roaches and Ravagers. And here the push is indeed going out. There's no forges with this. Is this all in? Like, I don't know Protoss enough to say whether or not this is all in, but it feels like it.
Very aggressive, but just like we said, as soon as they move out, that sentry is...
Forced to use
Holding
another
the
force
wall.
field. Yeah, he's just warping in sentries now. He's going to try to get as much damage done with this push across the map as he can. This is a bit of a choked up position to be attacking into. The force fields are going to be very important here, but the Ravagers, oh, the Ravagers hit the Warp Prism. One more hit from the Ravagers, and I don't think that Warp Prism is going to be able to stick around. This is a very solid defense in position here for Andre. And on the other side, the Lings are still trying to find their opportunity, but they're dying slowly. Oh, that...
They're gonna take out the Cybercore.
Cybercore does indeed get taken out. He's definitely gonna have to rebuild that. Only Zealots.
Only Zealots. Yeah. Wow, another Immortal being done, but there's nothing going on across the map. It looks like they're being shooed away.
Ooh. I am
really good force field.
Yeah, I missed all of those. I'm super sorry to Trumpet for missing that, but looked like that was probably really important that he hit those, and he's going to be going with an Immortal drop in the main, I'm guessing, which I like. I mean, this is the kind of thing you have to do against like a huge roach ball like this. You have to try to pull it apart. He's going to come back, and I foresee a third base in his future, but I think he's kicking himself a little bit. Maybe wanted to get some forges down, because without the forges, he's going to start to really fall behind. Now, that said, there's only one Evo chamber here for the Zerg player, so both players sort of neglecting upgrades.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Trying to preempt the movement of the good pickups, good micro. Just a little bit of damage here and there, which is really good by the Protoss player, but it looks like the Zerg player is just on point right now as the Protoss player does finally drop their third base, but trying to macro out of this. The force fields were incredible, but it was also a use of a lot of energy as we see the Zerg making their way across the map. So they weren't able to continue that aggressive path because of how much energy they actually used.
The Warp Prism is trying to tag some of these reinforcements, which I think is a pretty good idea. He's going to be able to pick off a Roach here. Oh, he turns it into a Ravager at the last second, so now he's not going to be able to pick that up. But he sees the push coming for sure. He's got a lot of sentries here with very expert micro. He might be able to defend this. It's going to be pretty hard as the force field's already going down here.
Oh my goodness.
He ate a couple biles there, but the Immortals have been dropped, and they're definitely going to help with this defense here. Yeah, the force fields are real good here from Trumpet.
Although, again, excessive force fields, so it seems like, look, the sentries are almost... Only 2 of them have energy left, so...
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do that forever. Charge is finishing up. He's got High Templar being warped in, sorry, but there's no Storm. Storm has started. It's going to be a while till he's done with it. If you can survive that long, and you know what helps you survive that long? When you move out with your Warp Prism with Immortals in it, you can keep the Zerg player back at home a little bit. So that's what he's going to try to do, so he can get Storm, he can get his third base mining, and you know, move on to the late game where he might feel a little bit more comfortable with his Protoss Death Ball.